Hello and welcome to my channel. There seems to be a bit of a buzz around the internet at the moment in the world of muscle building and hypertrophy with regards to long-range partials and their utilisation as a method of growing muscle. So I was inspired to make this video based on a study arranged by Jeff Nippard, and I'll link that in the description. So what is a long-range partial? Basically, it's only moving the weight through 50% of its entire range in any particular exercise. But which half is the important bit? It must be from a full stretch of the muscle head to the halfway point. So for example, in a squat, it would be maximum knee flexion or bend to about halfway up. On the bench press, from the full pectoral stretch to halfway up, or a lat pull from a full stretch at the top to halfway down. So in the study, Jeff was hoping to show that the long-range partial would be superior to a full range of motion. Unfortunately for Jeff, the study didn't conclude this. A full range of motion was ever so slightly superior in terms of hypertrophy, but not by much. It was, to coin a science study phrase, statistically insignificant. So what's going on? This is my opinion, and it's only that, just my opinion. But muscles grow as an adaptive response to the stress placed upon them. The stretching of a muscle is, in my opinion, more of a stress position than the contracted position. Hence why special forces have stress positions that often include holding a stretch somewhere in the body for protracted periods of time. As an organism, us humans are designed to protect our bodies from overstressing. So it requires a lot of discipline to overcome our instinct to release a muscle from stress. I believe that in a full range of motion, most people will, whether they admit it or not, release the tension of the muscle at the end of the movement. So for example, in a bench press, they will protract the shoulders slightly at the top of the movement to move the load from the pectoral to the deltoid temporarily in order to give the pectoral a short rest before continuing with the set. In the long range partial, you cannot release the tension on the target muscle. So you go from an intentional high stress position to a high tension and back to a stress position. I think that the ability for this release of tension makes up for the potential advantages of the full range, namely more fibre recruitment, as different fibres are utilised at different portions of the range. This is why the resulting tiny difference in muscle growth can be seen. I do think there needs to be more research to tease out the nuances. For example, in the study, participants were their own control. One side full range, the other partial. Which side was used for which, and which side was the participant's dominant side? I don't think the study stated that, but I didn't read it fully, I have to admit. I think a retrial with a conscious observation on tension release or the maintenance of the tension would maybe show up something. In summary, I think that if you train mindfully on achieving a stretch and a full contraction and lift at a tempo that maintains tension throughout the entire range in the target muscle, you will get the best results. But if you find you can't mentally maintain the tension in the full range, maybe the long range partial will be of benefit. Like all training techniques, I think it's good to add them to your toolbox, if only to keep things fresh in your training if you're the type of person that gets mentally bored of repetition over the long period. That's what the Sharmanator thinks, and I look forward to your comments.